Hey guys, I'm so excited because today I'm going to introduce you to a very powerful Vedic astrologer. So this is Dr. Sharma, and Dr. Sharma appears weekly on television, and he is the personal astrologer to celebrities. And I'm so excited because I had to beg Dr. Sharma to come and speak with me so he could share his wisdom with you guys. So I'm so excited for this incredible opportunity. So thank you so much, Dr. Sharma. Thank you. So I met Dr. Sharma 2 years ago it was synchronicity that really put us in the same path. So we met at an art gallery in Malaysia where I was learning to paint the Sri Yantra. And so there, he offered to do a reading for me. And what was mind-blowing to me was that he told me that there would be a transit on September 10th. And little did he know that my last day, I quit my job on September 10th. So he told me that even before I told him that I had quit my job. And then he just kept revealing these amazing secrets. So if you're interested in knowing sort of like when is the right day to launch your business, to launch your product, or to get married, or just in general, what things you should be aware of in your life when you're planning, then this is definitely the guy to go to. Otherwise, he wouldn't be on TV and sharing his wisdom with celebrities. So I'm so excited. So I asked Dr. Sharma to speak with us about what is Vedic astrology, right? So just for you guys who don't know, Vedic astrology just basically means Indian, Hindu astrology, which is very, very different from the Western astrology, because the Western astrology is very vague, whereas Indian is very, very specific. So can you just like share with us, like what is the main difference between Vedic astrology and Western astrology?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Claudia. So before we, talk about more into, I don't know more about Western astrology. So if I say something about Vedic astrology, it is very precise because everybody can relate to what we say. In the sense, Vedic astrology, the basic fundamental or the funda or the basement is karma. Karma is Vedic astrology. So the interpretation of our own karma is Vedic astrology. So we have created many more destinies with our own free will and our own choices in life in the previous birth, which we don't know. So once again, I would say our karma means whatever we have done in our previous birth with our choice, the availability of choices. We made many more choices in our life. Whatever the karma, whatever we say, whatever we think, whatever we do is karma. So whatever we have done in our past birth, it is a carry forward karmic balance sheet, what we call as horoscope. It is a karmic balance sheet, karma balance sheet. So a balance sheet will have its own, asset and liabilities. So good karma, bad karma. So based on that, we are bound to enjoy the good fruit and bad fruit. So pleasant happenings, unpleasant happenings. So it is just our responsibility or the way we are is the whole sort of responsibility of ours only. It's not like planets. So these planets, what do they do means, these planets are mere indicators of our own karma. When I say karma and planets, how to relate? For example, for us to understand from a layman perspective, it is about what is a thermometer? What is the use of the thermometer? Thermometer is just an indicator, or it indicates temperature, body temperature. So it is not causing the temperature, or it is not resulting the temperature. Okay, it is just a device which indicates the temperature in a body, right? Similarly, these planets indicate whatever the karma we have done in the previous birth. So based on the time of birth, we prepare a chart called horoscope or native chart, where the planetary positions are mentioned. Each planets there are many qualities and many stuffs being attributed to different planets. So they are the indicators, rather they're not causing something to us.
Oh, okay.
So it shows the fruits of our own karma. So when you design your karma, destiny is in your hands.
I see.
When you are more conscious about your life, you take caution, you take right action in the right direction, means right deliverables, means happiness. So a horoscope tells you about the previous birth karmas.
Okay.
It is not something like future,
I
because
see.
a balance sheet is something where we put our figures, assets and liabilities of the previous year. It's not for the coming year.
Okay.
So based on that balance sheet, for us to understand, I would say a chartered financial analyst or a financial guy, executive, can interpret that balance sheet and can give some sort of
Okay.
guidelines, so that your liability, you work in this and this and this fashion, your liability can go down or you can increase your asset.
Okay, so basically what you're saying, Dr. Sharma, is that like in Western astrology, right, which is mostly what we see online, right, on YouTube and everywhere else, that they are basically saying that these planets are causing these things to us, but Vedic astrology says that we actually caused all of this in a previous life. Is that what you mean? Okay.
100%
Okay.
true. These inanimate bodies revolving around the sun cannot cause any happenings to animate human being. They have influences on the planet, on the terrestrial affairs. Of course, it is proven. That relates to the other part of the astrology, what we call that subject as astrology. It is astronomy. So, choosing the auspicious time.
For those of you watching, is auspicious is an Asian term for lucky time, when is a good day.
Yeah. So there are two aspects. When we speak about horoscope, it actually indications are of the fruit, the karmic fruit or karma dimension.
Okay.
So in the horoscope, when we analyze through the horoscope, these planets act as indicators. Very clear, it is indicators.
Okay.
For that planetary bodies which revolves around the sun is all are inanimate bodies.
Okay. And
So
then
we do not have any relationship with those inanimate bodies
Okay.
for them to give good and bad results.
Right. Okay. So this is the one thing, the one message that Vedic astrology has, right? Like you're always in charge. Like you are in charge of what's happening in your life, what's going to come, the opportunities. Maybe right now it's not a good period for you, but you're always in charge because this natal chart was created based on your previous births, okay? So that's the main difference. I would also like for you to share, so he shared with me this in private. So I want you to talk about how Western astrology, the decimals are rounded up, where Vedic astrology is very precise to like the fourth decimal.
Yeah, based on the Western astrology, as far as I know very little only. Western astrology moves around a group of people. Those belongs to from this date to this date, Aries, this date to that date. So many persons, so many people are taking birth. So many babies are taking birth. That's right. So it's a group of group consideration. We are considering a group of people for saying something. But when it comes to Vedic astrology, we have the Western also do have natal chart. I'm not saying that there is no natal chart. Horoscope is there. But when I talk more about Vedic astrology, because I'm in that line. So in Vedic astrology, precisely, each planetary positions in different houses, its implications, its powers, its aspects, so many things are being taken into consideration before we say there are some, your tendencies. So tendencies means these are the tendencies created by us. We have shown the tendencies, right? So in the previous, for a moment I would say, in the previous birth, the tendencies, good and bad tendencies, are good and bad tendencies. Our likes, our dislikes, our good karma, bad karma, good action, bad action, good thoughts, bad thoughts, good saying, good words, bad words. So these are group. And this is bad karma means bad fruits. You are bound to enjoy.
Okay.
So if you do intentionally some bad karma, you are bound to enjoy the bad fruit. So it is clear. So the basic funda is as you sow, so shall you reap.
Right.
That is the main thing. That message is been converted. So karma is the base.
Karma. Okay,
Karma
cool.
is base.
So something else that he shared with me while we had a private conversation before shooting this, and Dr. Sharma was basically explaining to me how in Western astrology, it's based on a Gregorian calendar, right? and it's the Roman numeral system base. And so for that, actually, it's only rounded out to 2 or 3 decimals, right? But the Vedic, the Hindu, the Indian astrology, it's rounded out up to the 5th decimal. So it's extremely, extremely accurate. It goes down much further in accuracy than the Western way of measuring the planets and the degrees and all that. And that's why our session was so powerful. And you know, I had to beg Dr. Sharma to come and like to speak with you guys because he's just like this, has so much experience. You know, he's read so, and like I don't even know how many charts you've read. You know, it must have been like thousands and millions by now. But what fascinated me was how accurate it was. Right, so I am from the West, right? I'm from the U.S. and when people read my charts, yeah, it's like very vague, right? But when I sat down with Dr. Sharma for a personal session, he told me that, you know, on this date there's going to be a huge change and I quit my job, right? And he didn't even know that. And he also told me to pay attention to my health, especially my abdomen. And right then I was actually I had a bacteria because I was traveling and, you know, eating all good food. So I had some stomach issues going on there. And he also like showcased like, you know, my strengths and my weaknesses, that I need to work on my patience. So a one-on-one session with him is just so incredibly empowering because not only is he going to give you like indicators to watch out for, but he's also going to give you advice on how to improve those things, right? Because we're all creating everything, right? So we've created everything and we're in charge of everything.
Yeah, why? Because, you know, the horoscope tells you your tendencies. It is based on all your tendencies you have inherited over a period of birth, okay, over a period of your lifetime. You have inherited some sort of solid tendencies. It may be good, it may be bad. So by looking at the chart, every Vedic astrologer knows about your tendencies. It's a kind of counseling kind of session, astral counseling, because I know you through your chart. So that native chart tells you that your good tendencies. Please boost that good tendencies. Please boost that. Move ahead. So don't focus on your weakness. So weak tendencies, I'll tell you, so you should not focus on that. You focus on your strength always.
Definitely.
That is good karma. Yeah.
Definitely, right? So this is what I'm saying. A one-on-one session with him is so powerful because he will give you not only the overview of what your like strengths and weaknesses and opportunities are, but he'll also sort of like lay the groundwork on how to leverage that for your best benefit, right? And so I think it's truly been like synchronicity that brought us back together. So it's been 2 years since we've seen each other, and he just randomly texted me. He's like, hey, I'm in Singapore and I'm actually moving out of Asia in 2 weeks. And he randomly comes, right? So again, this is a very special like synchronicity, and I think there's a reason why we've been crossing paths, and there was a reason why you're watching this video. I just had another reading done with Dr. Sharma, and I asked him, you know, when is a good time for me to launch this next product that I'm coming up with, and he actually gave me some lucky dates. It's not lucky dates in the say, but like a good date for the highest benefit for the project for it to be the most successful. So if you're an entrepreneur and you're watching this, then you should definitely book a one-on-one session with him. And one other really amazing thing, right, is he's been traveling. So you were just in Spain, right?
Yeah.
You were just in Spain. He's heading to Malaysia tomorrow night, right? So he's only gonna get bigger and bigger. So if you want to take advantage of his incredible expertise, then make sure to book a session with him. You can find his website in the link in the bio, so you can click the link that's in the description below, and definitely take advantage of this because you want to make sure you know exactly what you need to be doing at the right time, because that's when opportunities come. All right, don't let opportunities pass you by, and this is an incredible opportunity. So thank you so much, Dr. Sharma, for spending your time with us.
Thank you.